400 mil for the set. Something like that. All right, everybody. Just got a few things that I'm gonna do here real quick, and then we are gonna jump in, and this is just gonna be a rival stream day. All right, got all that taken care of. I'm gonna switch this over, and we're here. Rivals finally released. It's been a while since I last made some content on this. It was the beta, which I believe was in August. Might have been September. But yeah, it's been a while. They've added a ton of new heroes, so I'm excited to kind of see how things are going to go. They added So much to this game. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of check through some of the newer heroes and just get an idea as to kind of how they play. And we'll just kind of start by class. So Bruce, Venom, Doctor Strange, Groot, Magneto, Penny, and Thor were all included in the beta. Captain America is the newest tank hero or Vanguard hero. So let's just check out his abilities. I hope most people are kind of aware. If you're looking at Marvel Rivals, you're probably a Marvel fan, so you know quite a bit of the heroes on your own. There's a lot. What I love about this game so far is that they've included not only like big mainstream heroes like Captain America, like Thor, like Groot, those heroes. Everyone knows them right now. However, they've also included some lesser known heroes that you probably wouldn't have heard of unless you're seeing the character in the game or you're just that big of a Marvel fan. Um, like even I mean I'm a pretty big Marvel fan. I actually have a couple I got like 200 comics in my collection in filing cabinet behind the my black screen here. Um so I know a lot. I know a lot about heroes, especially Marvel. I've always been a Marvel fan, so I'm excited. I'm excited that they're finally giving Marvel a chance to have a game series that can be playable, that they can dive into the hero lore. I feel like a lot of the Marvel games that have come out aren't particularly themed off of really the like the lore of the characters and the background and the information about them. Okay, let's look into Captain America here, and then we can kind of continue to go through the roster, and I can kind of give you some of my personal picks based off of the beta heroes and which ones I kind of lean towards and which ones I had a lot more fun with. I primarily played Vanguard and support, so not a lot of the damage heroes I put much time into. But I'll still give you kind of some of the characters that I enjoy. So primary attack for Captain America, he just goes up, punches, and it looks like he charges up and he gets okay. So it looks like after 2 attacks, he gets 3 charges of shield throw. At up close landing, the second hit enables a shield throw that can ricochet 4 times. So you can hit the entire enemy team basically with that. That's pretty cool. Alright, Q. Shield held high, carve a path forward, granting both himself and allies along the path continuous bonus health and movement boosts using living legend or leading dash while this ability is active can launch up enemies. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you kind of just create like a just a movement boost. So it's kind of like a interesting. It's kind of like Kiriko's ult in Overwatch, so that's interesting. Left shift is boost speed, enable fearless leap to leap in the air. Okay, so you have a jump. If you're running, your jump actually gives you a boosted height. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it looks like kind of just soldier run. E, Vibranium Energy Saw. Hurl the energy charge shield to strike enemies in a path. Okay. So it's just kind of like a frontline skill shot, and then it bounces. Okay, cool. F to raise the shield and charge forward. Okay, so it's just like a forward dash. That's a melee ability. Cool. Okay, so if you're in the air, you can slam into the targeted area. Okay, so kind of like a ball slam. Interesting. And that works if he's at a certain height, which if you combine leading dash into a jump, you can super slam. Interesting. some cool combos coming out of this character. You raise a shield, deflecting incoming projectiles, sending them ricocheting back in random directions. Okay. So he gets like a temporary shield. It looks like it has about four. It looks like it has 400 health. Yep, and there's a little bar at the top. Okay, cool, cool. He seems kind of interesting, a little bit different. We'll test that out here. All right, what do we got? So Thor can infuse Thor Force into Storm and Captain America, granting them an electrifying enhancement. With an electrifying enhancement, Storm can unleash a lightning barrage. With an electrifying enhancement, Captain America gains a movement boost, and his shield is imbued with thunder power, electrocuting nearby enemies. That's pretty crazy. So any ability with Captain America's shield while Thor's on your team gives you an gives you AoE damage. So it'll arc damage to nearby enemies. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of quickly talk through while we're in the Vanguard my favorite heroes in the Vanguard. I love Groot. He's so fun. I love the walls. I love the plays you can make with the walls. I love the teamwork. His ult is kind of like Zarya's grab, where he shoots a tree knot that grabs nearby enemies and pulls them into the center. It's really fun. I have a lot of fun with Groot. He was. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. He's the hero that I spent the most time in the beta with. Um, Magneto. I had a lot of fun with Magneto. Um, I think Thor was probably my third. I wasn't a big fan of kind of any of the other heroes. I'm not a super big fan of Bruce, Bruce slash Hulk. Venom he's interesting. He's a very heavy dive tank. He reminds me a lot more of Wrecking Ball from Overwatch. He kind of web slings his way up, dives down, and then AoEs the enemies, and then tries to get out. I mean, that's really he's got an ability that adaptively gives him shield based on how many enemies are nearby. I mean, all of these heroes were kind of viable. You didn't necessarily need to have one specific hero. Granted, the team ups were actually extremely powerful. So if you had a what's the team up with Magneto? Where right here. If you had Scarlet Witch, his ability there was pretty much required. It was so strong. It was impossible to really not use Magneto if you had a Scarlet Witch on your team. It was just too good. Now I know they're working on a lot of balancing and a lot of hero tweaks. So hopefully, things level out to a pretty good position. We'll have to kind of see how that plays out. Now we're going to run into the duelist. So there are a lot of new heroes here. So in the beta, they had Black Panther, Hela, Iron Man, Magic, Namor, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Star-Lord, Storm, and Punisher. Those were the only heroes that were in there. So for new heroes, they've included Black Widow, Hawkeye, Iron Fist, Moon Knight, Psylocke, Squirrel Girl, Winter Soldier, and Wolverine. So I'm just primarily going to look at the newer heroes because I've remained spoiler free for these new heroes for the most part. Unfortunately, I did see Widow, Black Widow, I should say. So she's got a couple of abilities here. So she's got her batons. If you those are her options, so she can do the batons, or her second attack is a sniper shot. I'm not sure how that works. If it's like maybe number pad or key number 1 switches to the batons, and yep, it looks like yeah, you can switch between them. Okay, interesting. So she's kind of she's a melee with a sniper ability. Her ult deals AoE damage and then slows any allies or enemies that are hit in it. I think it also slows in that area of effect. So, like all of these like red markers, if enemies walk into that, they'll be slowed. Um, Her movement ability is a looks like it. She just runs so that she can jump really high. Okay. Edge Dancer. E is a spinning kick, knocks enemies up and back. Um, Landing the hit will allow her to zip to the target with a grappling hook for a second kick. Interesting. So you can combo. So, interesting. Okay, that's different. Right click, switch to red room rifle to sniper mode to fire high energy rounds. Okay, so yeah, this is just a rifle. So it looks like it's still sniper, but it's hip fire. Whereas you can right click and zoom in, get a little bit first person action, which is interesting. That's a different approach. This game is primarily third person, so the fact that they're adding in a first person ability kind of seems like they might be switching between them. Oh, so Hawkeye can share his hunter sight with Black Widow, enabling her to catch sight of and damage after images of enemies. So you can... Oh... That's kind of... That's strong. Alright, well, let's see what Hawkeye's. This is a new hero. Let's check his ability. So left click is Piercing Arrow. That's his primary shot. He does have a secondary shot, which does less damage, but AoE, and it looks like it shoots 3. So that may be like a shotgun ability. So he might be able to be pretty powerful close up. Whereas this is, you know, longer range and a little bit more consistent, just standard damage. Whereas the blast arrow is probably going to be a close range opportunity to just burst some damage. Okay, so his ult is capture after images of the enemies in his view. Damage dealt to an after image is transferred to the corresponding enemy. Interesting. So yeah, he just creates an after image, so he basically gets a locked shadow that allows him to do damage. Okay, he's got a left shift allows him to slash forward and knock back enemies. Okay. Hypersonic arrow dealing 2 instances of damage to enemies hit in its path and inflicting them with slow. And it knocks down flying ally or enemies. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so he's got a... So V his melee key allows him to actually deflect incoming projectiles. That's pretty crazy. Okay. He's got a double jump. All right. And a passive. Aim at an enemy to improve focus, enhancing the damage inflicted by piercing arrow. Okay, so he's got kind of like a Widow themed damage where if you just hold the attack and zoom on an enemy, you can deal extra damage. That'll probably be good for tank busting and ripping the tanks apart. Okay. Next new hero is Iron Fist. I do love the comic themed outfit. I love it. Love the green and yellow. That's such a crazy outfit for him. Okay, so it looks like he's just got a 4-hit combo. It looks like he gains armor with every hit. Okay. He's got a secondary attack, which allows you to pursue the target and unleash a flurry of attacks. Okay, this kind of reminds me of like a Karazim ability. Okay, interesting. Karazim from Heroes of the Storm. Okay, his ult gives him Living Chi to boost his speed and damage and attack range, delivering stronger punches while reducing the cooldown of Dragon's defense. Okay. Oh. So he does damage from a little bit further away with his ult. Okay. Kunlun Kick. Dash forward, delivering a flying kick while hitting an enemy or reaching full range, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Damage increases with lower enemy health. Okay, so that's like a finisher. And it knocks back enemies. Okay, interesting. Okay, cross legs and heal. Excess healing converts to bonus health. Okay. Crane Leap can perform up to 3 consecutive jumps while airborne. Okay, so he's got a triple jump. That's nuts. Okay, right click, Dragon's Defense, defensive stance to block incoming attacks and gain damage reduction. Once he exits the defensive stance, he gains bonus health and can strike back with Yatji Chunken. I butchered the pronunciation of that, but so his melee attack, or his the dash attack. Interesting. So it looks like that's kind of like a Genji deflect, but it doesn't deflect. It converts to it's a Sigma grasp. That's more what it's like. Okay. He can run along walls. Interesting. Assists in taking down enemies allow him to absorb their chi and gain bonus health. So he gets bonus health on enemy eliminations as long as you have an assist. Okay. Oh, and he teams up with Luna. Iron Fist channels the chi of Shoulao into Luna Snow, transforming her ice power into a chi-infused frosty ring that radiates from her. This ring can launch up enemies with chilling damage and applies a slowing effect while simultaneously healing her allies. Interesting. Okay. That's pretty cool. Alright, we got next new hero, Moon Knight. Let's check out his abilities here. Crescent Dart. He does crit. Okay, unleash crescent darts forward that bounce between enemy and onks, dealing damage to enemies. Okay. So he's got an attack bounce just on... That seems pretty strong. We'll see how that goes. Okay. His ult. Open a portal that allows Khonshu to bombard enemies with his talons. Okay. Interesting. Left shift to glide. Okay. Fire an Ankh to knock enemies within its radius airborne towards the center. Okay. So just kind of launches, and his melee attack can bounce off that. Okay. It launches enemies nearby into it. Okay. Launch a frontal grappling hook that pulls Moon Knight towards it. Okay. Yeah, just grappling hook. V allows him to perform a combo with his truncheon, and the third strike will slightly launch up enemies. Okay, so he's got a slight knockback. He does have a double jump as well. Right click. Launch a Moonblade that can bounce between enemies and onks, dealing damage to enemies. Okay, so he's got kind of a right click on cooldown. Okay. So combo with Cloak and Dagger can inject light and dark energy into Moon Knight and create a light and dark realm where Moon Knight can become invisible. Just allows him to go invisible. Okay, cool. Psylocke. Okay. Psionic Crossbow. Unleash bolts with psionic crossbows to damage enemies and reduce cooldowns of all of her abilities. Oh, so that regens cooldowns. Okay. Slash near her ult allows her to slash nearby enemies with a psionic katana, dealing massive damage. Okay. Kind of like a Genji blade a little bit. Side blade dash. Dash forward and slice through enemies along the path with psionic blades. Yep, that's Genji dash. Enter stealth and gain a movement boost. Okay. Just Sombra's stealth. Okay. Launch right click. Launch a volley of psionic shurikens that stick to enemies, dealing damage and granting herself bonus health. Press again to recall the shurikens. Oh. Okay. That seems kind of cool. And she has a team up with Magic. Can tap into Limbo to rewind a few seconds back to the previous position. Oh, okay. Gain bonus health based on... Okay, so it's just Tracer Recall. So if she combos with a Magic, she gets Tracer Recall. That's cool. That's different. Squirrel Girl. I did see one clip of this. She's... let's check her out. Okay, so shoot Bursting Acorn. Okay, Junkrat. Junkrat bombs. Interesting. Her ult. Summon a horde of squirrels to charge forward, dealing damage while bouncing against structures. That's odd. That's different. Okay, interesting. That's kind of cool. That could be really strong. If you get a narrow hallway and you ult through that, it can just bounce back and forth and just like heavy damage. I don't know if there's a cooldown on how often they deal damage. Because like if they run straight through them, do they not take damage for a short period of time? I don't know. We'll have to see. Because that could be strong. Like I said, if you get a narrow hallway, you could just go through and like bounce it back and forth and just murder everyone who comes through that. So her movement ability allows her to just super jump with her tail. Okay. E. Reload burst acorns and can use an ability without cooldown once in a short duration. Okay, so her E allows her to reload and get a cooldown for her ability. Okay. Launch an acorn to unleash squirrel guards, imprisoning the first enemy. Okay, so that's just a movement penalty, or it's just what is it? CC stops you from moving. Okay, so Spider-Man has a combo with Squirrel Girl. Did I see that right? It gives her a web bomb. Interesting. It can immobilize enemies. That's kind of cool. She seems fun. She seems pretty strong. We'll see. The thing is this game is going to be very heavily influenced by just strong abilities. So it's not going to be like Overwatch where you're going to be doing something and nothing happens ever. It'll be something where there will be a lot of strong abilities and you can just blow up at any time. Okay. So the next hero, Winter Soldier, is Rotter Stern. Fire explosive rounds with his blaster. Rotter Stern damaging the target, hit, and enemies behind them. Okay. So it's kind of like a fracture shot. You hit the primary and then it explodes into damage behind. It's kind of cool. His ult, Kraken Impact, leap high, dash forward and slam down with a bionic arm, dealing damage to enemies in range, marking them for culling. Marked enemies will perish instantly if their health falls below a certain threshold, recharging the bionic arm for another Kraken Impact within a short period. Oh, that's crazy. That'll be strong. That'll be kind of cool, though. I got lots of cool stuff going on. Dash forward, seizing enemies along the path, and launch up enemies in front of the end of the dash. Okay. So it kind of grabs, kind of like a Rhine pin mixed with a just a knock up at the end. Interesting. His E, charge up and launch a powerful electric punch with a bionic arm in the target direction, dealing damage to enemies within range and slowing them. Can also knock down flying heroes. Cool. Charge up and launch a hook with his bionic arm, reeling in the first target hit and enemies lurking behind. Okay, interesting. Passive. It reloads automatically while bionic arm is in action, granting Winter Soldier bonus health. So using his ability reloads his gun. So it's kind of like a cast roll on all of his abilities with his arm. So his C, his left shift, and his right click all will recharge his main attack. Interesting. Upon entering the device's range, the Punisher and Winter Soldier receive the buff infinite ammo and faster firing and rockets. Wow, that's strong. Okay. All right. So we got our last unique duelist hero. We got Wolverine. I like the coat. His character model's a little odd. He's a little bulky. But it does seem pretty lore accurate. Okay. So his left click, slash with adamantium claws for claw strike. Unleashing feral leap will enhance it to berserk claw strike for a brief second. Okay, so he's got like a rage mechanic. It's cute. Launch up enemies ahead and spiral through the air, sweeping up enemies along the path and delivering devastating impact at the landing point. Impact deals extra damage based on rage accumulated. Yep, he's got a rage mechanic. Interesting. Left shift, leap like an animal to snatch first enemy upon impact and smash them into the ground. Unleashing this ability will enhance his normal attack to berserk claw strike for a brief period. Okay. Okay. Yeah, his forward claw attack, and then he just attacks super fast. Okay. E. Unleash a fierce howl to briefly reduce incoming damage. Okay, yep, that's just armor. Dash forward and unleash a claw strike. Okay. Regenerative healing factor. Begin to heal and rise with a hefty bonus health, shaking off all debuffs after... The hefty bonus health, shaking off all debuffs. It just says begin... Okay, that's kind of confusing. I'm not sure how that works. After a brief moment, any remaining bonus health morphs into a one-off heal, zeroing out his rage. Assists in KOs reduce this cooldown. Okay. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure how that works. Rage builds when Wolverine attacks or takes hits, boosting the damage of his claw strikes and the bonus health from his regenerative healing factor. Okay. So it looks like a passive. So the regenerative healing factor looks like a passive that once he should have died, as long as it's on it's off cooldown, he will automatically heal half health, it looks like, as bonus health. And it'll heal him for... So it takes your rage, heals you for whatever it is after the short period of time. And then abilities can reduce the cooldown, or KOs give cooldown. Okay, interesting. Let's yeah, so he just gets rage, which increases the damage of his claw strikes, and then the higher his rage meter, the more bonus health he gets. Okay, interesting. He's got to team up with Bruce. where Wolverine and Hulk can interact. Once both parties confirm, Hulk can lift Wolverine and press the key to hurl him forward. Okay. So he can dwarf toss Wolverine. All right, that's interesting. That's a little different. All right, all right. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. There's lots of unique heroes. This will be kind of cool to see how that goes. I hit that on accident. All right, we're gonna go into heroes. Whoa, so this is the only list of support heroes. So supports were actually pretty low in the beta as well. There weren't a lot of them. So in the beta, there was Adam Warlock, Jeff the Landshark, Loki, Luna Snow, Mantis, and Rocket Raccoon, which means they only added one new support hero. That's interesting. Granted, two of those supports were added during the beta. So, because Jeff and Adam were not in the base for the alpha, they did include Jeff and Adam in the beta. So, Cloak and Dagger is the only new one. Let's check them out because it looks like it is a pair. So she has left click is an AoE heal, it looks like. Looks like you does it I'm curious if it auto targets. A little bit of homing. Okay, interesting. Q, her ultimate is perform 3 rapid dashes, healing allies and damaging enemies along the path. Okay, so it looks like you dash, heals and damages. Just leaves like a healing slash like a void void mark on the ground. Okay, all right. Left shift allows her to switch into Cloak, her partner. The E deploys a Veil of Light Force that heals allies upon touch and grants them a healing boost. So it looks like it's kind of like an Ana nade or an Ana nade from Overwatch, but it is just kind of like a box. She just throws the box and it does the boost there. That's kind of cool. Right click, Dagger Storm, launch a volley of daggers, creating a healing over time field in the impact area. So I'm curious if that hits an ally, if that counts as something here. And then Cloak and Dagger is the one that works with Moon Knight that can actually allow him to go invisible. Now let's check Cloak. So this is her altar. Left shift switches between the heroes. So it looks like left click is kind of like a Moira beam. Continuous laser damage. His Q does the exact same thing. Dashes through, damages and heals nearby enemies. So that's the same. Switches, left shift switches back to Dagger. His E does a damage and a blind and vulnerability to oh my gosh. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, so it's kind of like a mix between Sombra Hack and like a Cassidy flashbang back in the day. So it'll blind, deals damage, and makes it so they take more damage. That's pretty strong. That sounds pretty strong at least. We'll see how that works. Because again, this is kind of like a Moira where you have the duality. You can either do damage or you can heal. So you got to kind of focus on which character your team's going to need. So let's see. His right click, enshroud the allies in Dark Force, grant them phased, making them untargetable and invisible to enemies, and granting them a movement boost. Okay. So that allows him to... Wow. Kind of like fades the AoE area. That's kind of interesting. Kind of like the way Moira Fade was when she was first released, where it faded the whole team. Granted, it's not the whole team, it's just anyone who's in his range, which a lot of this game you're going to be fighting pretty close. That'll be interesting. I am excited. Okay. So let's go back here. I'll kind of give you a rerun down of like the heroes that I will have a lot of fun with. So it'll probably be Groot, Thor, and probably Magneto. Those are kind of the three that I had the most fun with. I've played them the most. I'll still give the other heroes a try and test them out. Um, I, I probably it'll probably be tough for me to be able to understand a lot of these heroes. There is a big roster already. And it's only going to get bigger. I mean, the Marvel Universe has a massive amount of heroes that they can pull from and ideas that can come to the table. So those are kind of um, the three for the Vanguard. I will probably duelist. I'm gonna be honest. I will probably play Hawkeye, Moon Knight. There's gonna be a bit more because there are a lot more of these heroes. I'll probably play Hawkeye, Iron Fist, and Moon Knight. Those are kind of be the top three. I'll probably dabble in Squirrel Girl and Star Lord as well. I had a lot of fun with Star Lord in the beta. Again, I'll do my best to try all of the heroes, but there are a lot of them. I probably won't be playing a lot of Iron Man. Not a big fan of his kind of play style, but we'll see. I'll probably try them all out. And we'll see which ones are good. I'm 100% gonna be playing really all supports other than Loki. I'm not a huge fan of Loki's play style. He's strong in very niche circumstances. He's pretty easily counterable. And he's a very tough hero to play. Just difficulty wise, he is way up there. But yeah, we'll see. I'll probably focus on Cloak and Dagger, Jeff, and probably Luna. She's pretty good. But that is kind of the main heroes. Competitive, I gotta reach level 10. What is Conquest? No duplicate heroes. Respawn away from enemies. Defeat enemies to collect Chronovium. The first to reach the target score wins. Okay, so that seems kind of like a... Oh, what's that called? Like a dog tags game. I don't remember. Kill confirmed from Call of Duty. Well, that's kind of what that seems like. Okay. Let's just jump into quick match here and we'll give it a try. Wow, that was instant queue. It is first day. So, looks like a new map, Hall of Jalia. Intergalactic. Oh, this is Wakanda. Okay, so new maps. We're gonna hopefully see some pretty cool new maps. We'll test them out and see how they go. Okay, so we're gonna look at heroes. Whew. This roster is massive. I'm kind of worried if they start adding too many more heroes. This is gonna get kind of nuts. It'll get kind of nuts trying to scroll through the hero list to find the heroes that you want. Alright, we're going to try Cloak and Dagger for the first time. Test it out. Playing quick play, so I'm not going to be too serious about it. We're just going to jump into the heroes and just kind of test them out. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So I'm not seeing any frame skips. My game feels a little laggy.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2,
That's fine.
You have to stop them from securing the mission area. My time to shine.
Alright, so there's that. That's my shift between. Okay. Alright, here we go.
A nice deep freeze.
Alright, 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 alright.
Behold the god of thunder!
Double KO.
Okay. I'm actually kind of focusing a little bit here. Because I do not want to screw this up. Ugh, just trying to learn the hero.
I like the cold.
Ooh. Oh, yep, there's a Squirrel Girl's ult. That actually does some pretty good work. Okay, well, yeah, we'll keep trying this. This seems to be working pretty good. I got lots of healing. Looks like they're gonna cap this first point here.
Seriously, stay away from my scut.
Which is fine.
Much better. Someone call
My time to shine. You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks. My time to shine. Us against the world.
Lights out. I got what you need.
Better stop that vehicle.
Welcome to the Dark Force dimension.
My time to shine.
Lights out.
I'm
Destiny.
Thanks.
behold the god of thunder!
My time to shine. He's snapping in their tracks. Just embrace the light. Double KO.
Lights out.
My time to shine. You owe me one.
Lights out.
He's snapping in their tracks.
Okay, this is kind of fun.
I'm
world.
My time to shine. Dragon only. In a flash. Double kill.
Okay, that's the Psylocke ult.
My time to shine.
Falls to the sorcerer supreme. All those who fight. I'm
Okay. There's a lot happening, and it's actually been a pretty long time since I've,
You stop them in their tracks. Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger. Us against the world.
My shield at last.
Just embrace the light.
Enjoy the amplifier. Don't mind me. I'm just dying.
beholds the god of thunder.
Time to shine.
I'll patch you up.
A timely intervention.
wait, so did our...
My time to shine. Us against the world.
Lights out.
My strength is renewed.
360 seconds left.
From the shadows.
My time to shine. The only split I want is an appetizer. Thanks.
Good medicine.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
Your minions failed you, Namor.
Glad to help.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm pretty sure that just ricocheted.
With victory. I'm Hulk.
Down to 30 seconds. He stopped them in their tracks.
3. Excellent. We must hold on. Hey. Must be brave.
Embrace the light.
Lights out. Back up with it.
Final 10 seconds. The only one.
Lots of ults going on there. Okay. I may have to wait on playing this game. Connection-wise, it seems like the game's a little laggy on my end.
Lights out.
My time to shine.
Beholds the god of thunder.
My time to shine. Us against the world. Glad to help. Double kill. My time to shine. Hold still and try to stop them all.
Oh boy, okay. There's some crazy damage towards the end there. It is gonna take me a little bit to kind of get... What? I got MVP? What? Oh, it's because I didn't die. I had 1,200 experience. That's not bad. That's not bad. Getting some currency here. That's not what I wanted. Alright, alright. That's first game on. I got a bunch of achievements, it looks like. Alright. So that was the first look. This game is gonna be fun. I'm real excited for it. It's currently looking like I said, Computer is a little slow for this one. Looks like my CPU is bottlenecking a little bit. That was one of the issues that I had when I was playing the beta. But yeah, we'll keep giving this a try. I'll probably do a little bit more of like this will be a little bit more about the gameplay. And I won't be, you know, communicating or talking through as much versus kind of some of the other games that I've been playing recently where I kind of talk through what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I do not have the brain capacity. I'm not good enough at games like this to where I can talk through what I'm planning or you know, be literate as to the steps I'm taking or the thought processes behind where I'm going. I'll try to include that a little bit, just kind of like, you know, oh, I made a mistake there. My thought was I was going to do this, and instead I ended up getting beat. But I'm excited. The game's fun. Like I said, I'll probably be playing this a little bit more off stream. Again, this is actually only my second stream, streaming to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, both at 1080p. So yeah, it should be interesting. We'll have to keep giving this kind of keep giving some tries into this, and we'll see how good this can go. You know, we'll have some fun with it. So I want to thank you all for joining me. This I'll leave this up on YouTube. So if you're interested in watching stuff on at a later date, all of my VODs are gonna go over to my YouTube channel. But yeah, thanks for joining. We'll